The brightness of this day has given me the opportunity to bring you this video. Welcome back to my channel, Winging It with AC. My name is AC. So today we are talking about postpartum depression. Now, the only time I've spoken about postpartum depression on this channel is when I was sharing what I went through when I had my first son, Sairam. I spoke about my experience on another channel, and I will leave the link to both videos in my description box. Now, I have never talked extensively about it, if I should put it that way. And at the end of this video, I will explain to you why I am doing this video today. Now, I have all of the points on my laptop here. So if you see me looking this way, it's because I'm referring to my notes. Now, according to the NHS UK, 1 in every 10 women experience postpartum depression, which means that on any normal day, if you go to any of our clinics here, if you go to Kolebu or you go to Medina Polyclinic or wherever, and it's a day where they have what's the word, weighing. So for those of you who are not Ghanaian, we call it weighing, where a mom and her newborn baby goes to the hospital for the child to be weighed, and then they give the if it's time for the baby to get their necessary vaccinations and injections, then the child gets it as well. Now, on any given day, if you go to any hospital in Ghana here during weighing days, and let's say there are 30 women there, chances are that 3 out of the 30 women there have postpartum depression. Now, in this video, what I'm going to cover is to explain what postpartum depression is, some of the signs you need to look out for to be able to tell if you as a new mother are depressed or a loved one who has just given birth is depressed, and then what are some of the treatment options that you can consider to help this mother or help yourself, and then how you can support mothers who are experiencing postpartum depression. Now, postpartum depression is a kind of depression that a mother suffers in the months following birth, and this can last up to 1 year or more. Now, there's something called baby blues. Now, the symptoms of baby blues are very similar to that of postpartum depression, but the difference is that with baby blues, it happens within the first 2 weeks after birth, and then they go away. So if the symptoms persist after the 2 weeks and even become stronger, then you are most likely depressed, which means that you have postpartum depression. And postpartum typically is medically diagnosed by a professional. Now, the unfortunate thing is that in Ghana, it is not most hospitals don't specifically look out for these signs in a mother who has just given birth. I know in the UK, when you go for your follow-up visits after birth, you are given a form to fill out, and so depending on how you answer the questions on the form, they are able to tell if you are going down the path of postpartum depression, and then they catch it early enough to treat it. But in my dear motherland Ghana, nothing of the sort exists to the best of my knowledge. I stand to be corrected. Now, what are some of the signs of postpartum depression? I'm not going to list everything, but here's some of the if I should say common ones or major ones. Anxiety, constantly feeling like you can't do this. Am I a good mother? Questioning yourself. Am I a good mother? Can I take care of this baby? What have I done? Constant anxiety. You are anxious about everything regarding you being a mother and your child and all. And then sadness. You just have bouts of crying and weeping. You're just there, you just start crying, like literally for no reason. And then when you decide that, it's like you tend to withdraw from society, or you tend to withdraw from your friends. So you don't want to be around people, you don't want to be around friends. You've completely lost interest in social activities and all of that. Sometimes to difficulty sleeping, or sleeping too much, or just not being interested in eating, like losing your appetite completely, or the opposite, eating way too much, and then feeling scared about the not particularly feeling scared, but the lack of emotion that you may be feeling towards your baby. So I mean, a lot of mothers are bonding with their babies at this stage, but it's like you are finding it difficult, or the mother is finding it difficult to bond with their baby. That's one of the signs. And then frightening thoughts about harming yourself, or the mother harming herself or harming the baby. And in very bad circumstances, or extreme circumstances, I read an article on CNN not too long ago about a mother. They noticed that she had postpartum depression. The husband was so supportive, the medication, all of that. And then eventually, one day he went to take, I think he went to take a shower or so. When he came out, she had killed the baby and killed herself. So these are some of the signs to look out for when you think you may be depressed as a mom who's just given birth, or your spouse or your friend is depressed after birth. Now, there was a quote by Amanda Peet. I don't know who that is. But I want to be honest about postpartum depression, because I think there is still so much shame when you have mixed feelings about being a mom instead of feeling this sort of bliss. I think a lot of people still really struggle with that, but it's hard to find other people who are willing to talk about it. It's not talked about enough in our society in Ghana. And like I kept saying back then, when I started talking about my experience with other people, it's hard to speak up about it, because when you give birth, people are expecting you to be overjoyed about your baby, and understandably so. So you feel like you will be judged if you say that you are not happy, you're not happy about your child, you're not happy about your experience. Like, it's so hard. So it's like there's not enough of an enabling environment in our society, in the Ghanaian context, to be able to open up freely about the way you are feeling, when you have such thoughts or such feelings or experiences after birth. Now, what are some of the ways that postpartum depression can be treated? First of all, open up to family and friends. Open up to your spouse, open up to your best friend, open up to your mom, your father. And in all of these cases, like I said, in our context, be watchful and mindful who you open up to before somebody tramples on how you are feeling. And then there are also therapy sessions. So when they are when it's clinically diagnosed, you can see a professional, a healthcare professional, a psychologist, to talk about your feelings, and then they know what they do to walk you through all of these things, and that is commonly termed therapy. Then there are antidepressants. So what I know is that in the very severe cases, you are given medication to help your situation. Now, you that you are watching this video, how can you help a new mom? How can you help a mom whom you think may be depressed? You that you are watching this, how can you help your wife whom you think may be depressed, or your daughter whom you think may be depressed? Number one, ask, which is check on the mother frequently. So many times we always end up asking, how is baby? How is baby? How is baby? Is he feeling well? This, that. Ask the mother, how are you feeling? So sometimes I've been intentional about asking my friends who have just given birth, like, how are you feeling? How are you coping? How is your healing process going? Stuff like that, just to let them know that you care about them, and it's not just about the baby, because you are also going through a lot in this new phase, right? Now, when you ask and this mother chooses to speak, just listen. Listen with empathy. Listen with compassion. Listen with a non-judgmental stance, or non-judgmental attitude. Today, my tongue is doing something, right? So if a mother decides to open up to you and say that this is how she's feeling depressed, she's feeling sick, she's feeling sad, she doesn't feel like she doesn't love her baby, she's finding it difficult to connect with her baby, don't start that talk of, you should be happy your baby is alive, you should be happy your baby is well, you should be happy your baby didn't spend any time in the NICU, you should be happy for a healthy baby, yada yada yada. This is not the time. Do you think she doesn't know? Do you really think she doesn't know? So please, non-judgmental listening. Now, offer to help. Now, one, you can also maybe do your research, ask around, and find out who are the some of the psychologists that you can recommend to this woman. Recommend them. Right now, I would like to recommend my dear sister Sianoki of Hopeful in Como. Very good psychologist. I'm sure she will comment on this video. If she comments on this video, I am going to pin her comment so that you can find her on Instagram in case you need the services of a psychologist to talk to, right? Or to, recommend somebody to. You can also offer your services in terms of, do you need somebody to wash for you? Do you need somebody to cook for you? Do you need somebody to hold the baby for you while you sleep, to help you with babysitting? What can I do to help you? Just simply offer. I have done a video on that, how you can help a new mom, so I will also put the link to that video in this description box. Now, in conclusion, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. But if you also notice that a lot of pilots, they have co-pilots. If it's a Boeing, they have a whole team of flight attendants who are helping. So everybody is helping. When there's a storm, the flight attendants are helping to keep the passengers calm. The co-pilot is also doing it. It's a team. So mothers need a village. Mothers need a team to support them through at least the first year of life, the critical phase. So let us all support any mother, any friend we know of who has recently delivered. Let us offer our help. And so we have come to the end of this video. I hope that it was helpful. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said I was going to explain why I am doing this video. So just last week, I was involved in a training program. It was a 2-day training program. What was it called? Speaking and presentation skills. So I was like, something, let me go and take that, And so it was basically how to present, how to do a presentation, PowerPoint presentation, how to speak, how to hold a microphone. Like it was very, very helpful, right? And so on the first day we did group presentations, right? But the second day, after everything, we're supposed to come up with a topic that is not in your area. It's not something you typically talk about, like, because the day before, most of the presentations were like, we took people's presentations they've already done and then we built on that. So it's like the people who did the presentation, because it's their area of work, they're able to speak to it. But this time around, they were like, take a topic, random topics. So somebody did drug abuse, somebody did cost of living, like, random topic, and then go through the steps that you've been shown on how to do your research to put together a PowerPoint presentation and come and present. You have 5 minutes to present. Yours truly said, you know what? Postpartum depression. I've never done a presentation on it before. I've never, apart from sharing my personal experience, I've never, talked about it, a presentation kind of thing. I was like, you know what, let me do this. So I did the research, did everything. I went to present. So I was the first person to present because I had to leave early. When I finished presenting, we were like, no. She seems very confident. Like she knows the thing. I was just standing there smiling. No. And then, the moderator was saying that, yes, because she did a research. She read on it. No. She seems too confident. So other people were supporting me. Like, oh yeah, you did very well. And other people were like, no. She seems too confident, very passionate about it. So eventually I was like, I've been through it, so I am passionate about it. And like, yeah, so I have never presented it anywhere before. So as far as I'm concerned, I have not cheated, okay? And so it was later on I was thinking about it. I was like, something? Why don't I just present it to my people on my channel? So here we are today. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this is educative. If there are any, I need video ideas, to be very honest. So if there's any topic you want me to talk about on this channel, please feel free to write it in the description box. Those of you who sent me topics on the live-in nanny situation, I have not forgotten about you. Those videos will come very soon. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.